Ray Lalonde turned for his 9th game on Jeopardy! He won an 8-day total of $219,300, and is the first champion since Chris Panullo to win over $200,000 in winnings. Ken Jennings' introduction was, "Welcome to Jeopardy! I can only imagine how the holidays have been for our 8-day champion Ray Lalonde. As one of 7 siblings, he certainly has to be getting more attention than usual at family gatherings. And with over $200,000 in winnings, perhaps their expectations of gifts have gone up as well." The camera pointed to Ray gesturing. But despite those impressive stats, Ray has had to fight for his last few wins, always coming up with the correct Final Jeopardy response just when he needed it. Jeopardy was in the question. The mini anecdotal interviews are all interesting. Scott's anecdote was about a crossword cake. Ken asked, "Scott, when you and your spouse got married, you had a wedding cake that I think will go over well with the Jeopardy audience. Tell us about it." Scott answered, "Yeah, so as a lifelong lover of puzzles, I decided to make the groom's cake an actual crossword puzzle. It was themed after different cakes, so it had SpongeBob for sponge cake and Carrot Top, and then all the guests got the puzzle and they got to check their answers against the cake." Ken told him, "I've never eaten a crossword puzzle I solved." This reminded me of Ellen Pratt's anecdote about crosswords. Crossword puzzles was intentional. Then when I went to listen to it again, it was coincidental. "Yeah, so I started doing crossword puzzles when I was in elementary school and really grew to love them. So I got asked to senior prom in a crossword puzzle. I wrote a business school application essay in the form of a crossword puzzle, and then my current employer wrote one for me to entice me to accept my job." Ken asked, "Are you saying that if you ask someone to prom in a crossword puzzle, they might say yes?" Ellen answers, "Especially if it's only a 3-letter answer, yes." Maggie's anecdote was about auditioning for Jeopardy! Maggie Frankshoe is a writer from San Diego, and you're joining us today on Jeopardy! But this is not the first time you auditioned for the show, right? Maggie answered, "Yup, that's right. I auditioned almost 20 years ago in person in New York, and I did pretty good, and they asked me to come back the next day, and I just chickened out, and I didn't ever go back, and I've been trying to get back on the show ever since." Ken told her, "You were just too nervous." Then Maggie mentioned she knows more now than she did 20 years ago. Ray's anecdote was about a mural, and then he went on to thank the contestant crew. He kind of reminds me of Sam Buttery. Sing a beer from Thailand uses a mystical one of these beasts on its label. All 3 contestants buzzed in and answered wrong, to which Ken told them, "No harm, no foul." The answer was "What is a lion," by the way. 2008. Him as slain San Franciscan leader Harvey Milk. The answer was Sean Penn. Harvey Milk was the answer to the Final Jeopardy question, the game Maureen O'Neill lost, the round she wasn't even there for. Ray got the first daily double. He made it a true daily double. Got it right. Now it's $3,600. Written under the VC under his name, recent prequels to her best-selling series include Beneath the This and Out of the This. I felt bad for Maggie. She buzzed and answered, "What's flowers in the attic?" which is incorrect. Then Ray buzzed and answered, "What's attic?" which is correct. Ray ended the first round winning $4,200. Maggie was in third place at $3,800, and Scott was in the lead at $6,000. Maggie got a daily double immediately at the start of Double Jeopardy, to which she exclaimed, "Goodness, oh lordy." She risked $2,200, unfortunately answered wrong, and went down to $1,600.
He got both daily doubles.
Ray got the second daily double exactly 1 minute later. He wagered $4,000, got it right, and went to $11,000. Ray was in a streak of right answers. I love the pilot effect on Ken's voice.
Tunisia and head east along the Mediterranean coast over this country on our way to Egypt.
I need to hear that again. That's so cool.
We cruise east out of Bosnia and Herzegovina to fly over this country on Romania's western border.
Survived by its gardens, this palace next to the Louvre was originally commissioned by Catherine de' Medici. The answer was the Tuileries. Meanwhile, all I know of Catherine de' Medici is that she was involved in the St. Bartholomew's Massacre. The cover of Green Day's American Idiot shows a bloody hand holding a heart-shaped one of these. Stand back. The answer was, "What is a grenade?" I like how the question makes Green Day's American Idiot sound cool and awesome when it's really one of the worst albums I ever heard in my life. And it really doesn't help when Billy Joe Armstrong sounds like Porky the Pig on helium when he sings. Abner Doubleday, purported inventor of baseball, ordered the firing of the first defensive shots of the war at this location. When I first saw this, I only knew of Fort Sumter. Now is the time for Fort Sumter. Confederate General Thomas Jackson gained this nickname at the First Battle of Bull Run in 1861. The answer was Stonewall. Meanwhile, Stonewall was the answer on the Final Jeopardy round when Jackie Kelly lost. And we end Double Jeopardy hearing Pilot Ken. I love this effect.
And finally, touchdown in Chile. We hope you enjoyed your time in Iraq. Now take in the Persian Gulf on our left as we cross this small emirate and land in Saudi Arabia. Skies are clear as we fly west out of Panama and into this country's airspace. We'll ease north and have you in Nicaragua in no time.
Ray ended Double Jeopardy winning $27,800. Scott was in second place at $9,800, and Maggie was in third place at $3,600. The Final Jeopardy category was children's books. Children's came up as the Final Jeopardy category just last week. The question was, its title character is told, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off. Your eyes drop out and you get shabby. All I could think of is Winnie the Pooh. The answer was the Velveteen Rabbit, which all the contestants answered correctly. Yes, Marjorie Williams' classic book turned 100 this year. Maggie bet almost everything except $1, taking her score to $7,199. Scott wagered $1,999, taking his score to $11,199. Both of their scores ended $199. Ray wagered $8,000, taking his final score to $35,800, and is now at a 9-day total of $255,100. And as always, thank you for watching.